everybody. Happy New Year.
Indeed.
Happy 2023. Let's see. Let's get you folks on here. Okay, so I'll be talking about this throughout the live tonight. We are practically on all social media platforms. We are on Breaking OWCP Facebook page. We are on Federal Injury Center's Facebook page. We are on Gini Helms' Facebook page.
That's her.
We are on LinkedIn. We are on, what is it called?
TikTok.
YouTube. And we are on Instagram, what's going on? Okay, there we are. I don't know why it's flashing.
It's fine. Give it a second.
Oh,
we
okay.
got a call from our oldest son. I think they all forgot that we do Wednesday night chats.
Yeah.
Normally we don't get phone calls during this.
Anyways, so let's see. Live.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. All right. So now there's 18 of you on here. Okay. Hello, Victor.
Hey, what's up, Victor?
Hey, Tim. All right. So again, I'll be talking about this throughout the live. Hello, Mike. We're on Instagram, TikTok under Gini Helms, Instagram under Wednesday Night OWCP Chats, LinkedIn, YouTube under Wednesday Night OWCP Chats, and all of our Facebook pages. Mary, so glad to see you guys. I'm muted so I can hear you guys. Okay.
So she said she can't hear us.
I'm muted so I can't hear you guys. I don't know.
She's probably someplace where she can't have volume up.
Oh, okay. You're saying happy birthday to me again, Victor? All right. Well,
it's almost my birthday now. Let's go.
The
birthday month is over.
So if we start looking all over, it's because we have 3 different cameras.
Cameras going. there, and there.
So I'm Gini Helms.
I'm Chris.
Helms.
Yeah.
We
are not brother and sister.
No, we're not.
In spite of our resemblance.
Oh, brother. This is how this year is going to go down. He's going to be the jokester.
That's right.
We are Federal Injury Centers.
If you can't tell, this is Federal Injury Centers. And Federal Injury Centers is a franchise, like McDonald's is a franchise, like Chick-fil-A, like the Joint Chiropractic. And we're going over this because it's a new year. We have a lot of new people following, and so we want you to know kind of, what you're following and who you're watching. So we created this franchise because over the years of helping injured federal employees, which I've done since 2007, the one thing that was sort of like the common problem was there's not enough doctors anywhere in the country that are willing to help you. And if you're somebody who's needed a doctor and couldn't find one, you understand exactly what we're talking about. So what we've done with this franchise is we've made it possible to spread what I know and all the rules, laws, and regulations and the things that, we do to help you every day. We've been able to spread it to more than 50 offices nationwide now. And I think we're in 23 or 25 states and counting. Okay. We're just like hitting our stride. So there's an office probably coming near you very soon. But the other thing we have is now that we are expanding and we have so many offices, we've got a lot of angry people too, who say, hey, but why are you ignoring us? And don't forget us. And look, so the way this works is we recruit. We have Joe, our business partner, who is in charge of new doctor recruitment. And we go to doctors all the time. We attend management conferences where there's a bunch of doctors there, 100, 200 at a time. And, we present this idea. We try to help them understand why we do it and why we need them to do it. But for every one doctor that says yes, we get about 100 that says no.
Yes.
So that's our franchise. That's just part of the deal. But it is a full-time it's more when we wake up to when we go to sleep, just trying to get doctors on our roster to help you.
Yeah.
But that's what we're all about. And we're here to help because you need it and nobody else is willing.
Yes.
The other thing you do is you come here. This is Wednesday night OWCP Chats with Chris and Gini. There's one with a guy named Derek.
Don't go Derek.
I can't vouch for Derek, but I can vouch for me. And we got here first, but good job trying to copy us. Not very original. But here on Wednesday Night Chats, we're here to help solve your problems in real time. Yes. So if you're having an OWCP issue, you should not be having it again tomorrow. Because all you got to do is type a comment under the video here. and she's going to read your question and I'm going to answer it. I'm very rarely stumped. If you ask me a question outside of OWCP, there's a chance I won't know the answer, but it's only a small chance because I probably know that stuff too.
Yes.
But let's try to keep it to OWCP if possible.
Yeah, and if you are not a part of our franchise, please, we're asking nicely. You're not allowed to comment on our Facebook Live. This is ours, owned by us. And we only have our franchise doctors. So if you're seeing doctors, you can always go back and scroll. Our doctors are on here. If there's a doctor question, they sometimes answer it, but they're putting themselves out here so that way you guys know. Not all of them are always able to get on because of the time difference, but the most part of them do show up or has somebody from their office representing and saying hello. So
right, and let me just I want to be very clear. We're just kind of doing some housekeeping for all the new folks here. The reason we don't allow other doctors that aren't part of federal injury centers to come and promote themselves here is because, like I said, your big problem is you can't find doctors who are willing, but the other problem is too many doctors are willing but don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
So I can't allow someone to promote themselves on this page that I didn't personally train, because I want your claims getting accepted, I want you getting paid, I want you keeping your jobs, and so forth. So if you're not part of federal injury centers, you're welcome to join us. We'd love to have you, but if you're not, please don't promote yourself because we're here to help folks, and I don't know what you know.
Right. So far for our calendar, so I know I put a post out there on Wednesday night chats, and this is going across everybody. When I say a union official needs to invite us, it's got to be a union president, state president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer that's actually inviting us. So we had our first invite. We will be in
first invite of the year.
Yeah.
Not our first invite. We've done lots and lots and lots and lots of these.
We just got invited by the state president in California for APW.
So we're really excited and honored, by the way. APW has done such a good job. If you are a clerk or any of the crafts that are in APW, I want to tell you, you are really fortunate to have your union leadership because your union really, really goes the extra mile to make sure you have the information. So we're excited to be able to go to California and teach. But as soon as we posted that we're going to be in California to teach, somebody in another area is really...
Oh my gosh, she was so mad. She sent me a nasty gram.
And it's okay. If you're the one that sent the nasty gram, you are still welcome here and we still love you. But the bottom line is we only go where we're invited.
Yes.
And when we're invited, we almost always say yes. And this is no exception. So if you want us out to where you're at, we got to get invited by your president, vice president, somebody in charge, because I can't just show up and go, okay, I'm here to teach. And they go, wait, who are you and why are you here?
Right. So who do we help? I see Joan, you're asking first time here. Do you facilitate TSA?
Yeah.
We help anybody that is a federal employee.
Who has a work injury.
Right. It's a work injury place. All of our offices treat federal work injuries. We help USPS, everybody in AFGE, anybody that's a federal employee. TSA, yes. IRS, Social Security. I mean, we could go on and on and on. All the
IRS agents, we love you so much. Please don't call. Don't call. Don't show up.
So we're here to help. We have offices nationwide. If you want to find out where our offices are, please go to our website at www.federalinjurycenters.com.
There's 3 W's there.
Did I say how many?
Just 2.
Did I say 2?
We go with 3 because we have more than others. We do a lot of W's here.
And what we do is we come on here every Wednesday unless we are traveling or something comes up personally.
Or it's the holidays like it just was.
Or a holiday. We come on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ask you to share because like Joan on here, she's a first timer. And I wanted to say welcome to the 200 plus followers we had during the time we were off. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, during the holiday season, 200 more people started following us. And we're really excited about that. And
yes.
Look, this is good for you. But what's really great is now there's 200 more people that can share it with their friends. The goal is to get the word out to everybody.
Right.
Okay. And so I'm here teaching you, but you have a responsibility to tell someone else. So what you're going to hear us say a lot is share.
Yeah.
Wherever you're at, if you hit share, everyone in your newsfeed is going to see it.
Yes. And this is what we like to tell even our family and friends that are not federal employees. Yes, we post it on our personal page because we have friends or family that know somebody that's a friend or a family that's a federal employee. And a lot of people still, even though there's like close to 3 million federal employees, there's only 13,000 of you on here, a little over 13,000. So this is why we ask you to share, not for any other reason, just to come here and get information.
Yeah, it's really great. Like,
Yeah.
I can't teach anybody that's not listening.
Right.
So we really appreciate when you share and, let everyone else know that we're doing this. It's really, really important. The more of you that are here, the better for the country.
Okay.
Truthfully.
So I know there's people on TikTok and Instagram trying to come on the camera.
Oh, we'd love to have
We'd
you,
love to do that, but then we'd have
we'd never be able to handle the volume of people. Everybody wants to come on. Look, so here's what we're going to do. This is my promise. If we can get out live to you, then we'll give you a microphone and let you talk. For tonight, we're going to go ahead and just do it, just me and her.
So when we do come out to your union meetings and state conventions and hopefully a national convention this year, we bring books and everybody that's there can have free books. We bring some pens, bags, whatever you want, and you're welcome to take it. So,
I wrote some books. They're called Breaking OWCP. You can go to www.breakingowcp.com. I've got some paperbacks left of volume 2, although not many, maybe like a dozen.
Yeah.
I've got lots of volume 3 paperbacks, but what I really want you to do is get them on PDF and download them and save them on your phone so you can put Breaking OWCP in your pocket.
Yeah.
Why is that so valuable? Well, the first volume of Breaking OWCP has a chapter on rules, laws, and regulations. And for example, when your supervisor says you can't have a CA-16 because you're not hurt bad enough, you can show them the Code of Federal Regulations that says they have 4 hours to give it to you, whether they like it or not. And it'd be nice to be able to show that to someone. But if you can't put the book in your pocket, it doesn't fit, but you can put it on your phone as a PDF. So we really like you to go ahead and download it to your phone. If you have any problem downloading it, no problem. I'll email it to you.
Paul, you said using personal insurance to get treatment that the doctor refers you to chiropractor for treatment with ICD code for said on-job injury diagnosis. Does DOL honor his referral? Lots of other questions, but for starters, kicking this by you.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question, but there's a rule that says that all referrals shall be honored. So if your treating physician makes a referral, that'll be honored.
Yes. Okay, so again, we are on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, TikTok.
Hell, I've got a goofy one on TikTok called
YouTube.
Breaking OWCP.
But he can't go because he hasn't reached 1,000 followers yet.
But we could do that, couldn't we?
We're all over Facebook. And we have 60 plus locations. So if you are looking for locations, again, go to our website right here, federalinjurycenters.com.
Yep.
And you can just look on there. Normally what happens is when we get a new location coming on, I will put it that this location is ready to see patients, and that's how you'll know. You can always go back to the locations tab. I always post that on there. So with that said, again, I'm Jeannie. This is Chris, and we do this every Wednesday night.
Unless it's a holiday.
And our phone number is 877-787-OWCP.
Which is 6927.
And just so you guys know, in a couple weeks, we are starting a live podcast. So we will be doing podcast. We haven't figured out what day yet, but
probably Thursday. No, it's probably Thursday.
We'll be talking about OWCP stuff. We're looking to get a call-in line, all sorts of fun stuff that we are coming up with to do for this year. So there's so much more coming, and we want to thank you guys again as we start off the year for supporting us.
Yeah.
And you guys are here and makes us have to be here. So we love doing what we do for you guys. We love the travel to teach you guys and educate you guys. So we look forward to meeting so many more faces and going to some other states this year to meet new people. While I do my part in sharing, we're going to go over this 3971. The last couple of days, we've had a few people ask about this. So if I'm not looking at the cameras, I am sharing away.
Yeah, so you do the same, please. Just hit the share button. If it takes you away, that's fine. Just come back. We're not going anywhere. Wherever you're watching from, just share it so your friends can see it too. Everyone deserves an opportunity to learn about OWCP. It is a very, very difficult topic. Most people don't have a clue what to do when they get hurt at work. And so as a result, they just suffer devastating results financially, among other things. And they're all avoidable. Almost every problem I've ever seen someone have can be avoided just by doing it right on day one. So we're here to teach you what to do. So while she's sharing and you're sharing, I'm going to talk to you about this form because it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to go into Q&A. I know we've already got a lot of questions coming in.
Hold your questions because it'll go away and I won't be able to see some of them.
We'll be able to see them here though.
Oh, because I can scroll
Yeah, check
up.
it out.
Oh, okay. Now go back down.
All right. So anyways, so after this, I'm going to go ahead and answer all your questions. This usually lasts an hour. If it goes longer, it goes longer. It's been a while.
Yeah, since we've been gone for 2
So we want to catch all your questions. Okay, so this form, it's called PS Form 3971. If you are not a postal employee, this does not apply to you. This is a USPS form. When you have to be out of work for any reason, you have to fill this form out. It's a request for or notification of absence. I'm going to show it to you real close so you can see the name of it. I've also added it to the forms page on federalinjurycenters.com. It's centers with an S on the end. federalinjurycenters.com. You can go to OWCP Forms tab and you're going to find the PS 3971. And it'll say USPS only on there so that you're not confused. So if you're a postal employee and you take off work for any reason, you have to fill this out. Okay, that's the whole point of this form. I once had a union president say, "Hey, Chris, this is so important. Can you teach about it?" So I did that night, and I'm doing it again now, just a recap of it because other people are asking about it. But if you're on OWCP, it says here that you have to fill this out for COP, continuation of pay, or LWOP, leave without pay. So those are two things that happen all the time in a work injury, right? So even if it's an accepted claim or a denied claim or one that's just in process, not approved yet, if you're going to be out of work and you work for the post office, you've got to fill out this form as well. So just don't forget to do it. One thing that I'm really big on is protecting your job, especially after a work injury. Because as many of you know, and some of you will find out painfully the hard way, when you report a work injury, your supervisors begin to act like they hate you if they didn't act like that already. And one of the things they do is retaliate, which is illegal, fire you, which is illegal, threaten you, which is illegal. But they do these things because they're allowed to do it. They're allowed to do it because nobody does anything about it.
Oh, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Somebody a couple hours ago messaged me that she got injured very, very severely. And she filled out her forms, the CA1. I told her to get a CA 16 and 17. She says her supervisor said she is wrong for doing that because she did not report it to the supervisor, which she had to go to the emergency room. So there was no supervisor around. Now the supervisor is refusing to sign off her CA1 to submit it to DOL. Can't do that.
Yeah. So, if this were a question, let's just pretend it was, hey, what do I do if my supervisor refuses to fill out my forms? Well, you contact OSHA, 1-800-321-OSHA, because OSHA's 6 employee right. They have 9 on their website. Their 6th right is the right to report a work injury. And then there's another page that says that it's a crime to prevent you from exercising your rights under the law. So 1-800-321-OSHA, and you can just say, hey, I want to report my work injury. My supervisor is not allowing it. Is that a violation?
Yes.
And it is. And they'll handle that accordingly. So don't be scared of your supervisors. All the rules in OWCP were written to protect you, not to penalize you. And there are some great laws that are written to penalize them when they don't do the right job. The only thing you got to do is tell the truth. Just don't file a false or fraudulent claim in connection with a FECA, right? Federal Employee Compensation Act.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do that, all the other laws are meant to protect you and penalize them if they don't do the right job. So don't be scared. But don't forget, if you're a postal employee, fill out the Form 3971 at any time you got to be out of work. And you can find it at federalinjurycenters.com along with all the other forms that we'll discuss tonight.
The form number that he was talking about, that Chris mentioned, is a 3971. Do we have this on the website?
I just said that.
Okay.
It says PS Form 3971. It was added today. It is there, and it says USPS only next to it.
And for our doctors, too, that are on here, this is an important form to know about as well.
Yeah, you want to make sure your patients are filling this out. We want to all help and protect their jobs.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have besides this form?
No, that's it. Let's do Q&A because there's a lot of questions coming. We can just scroll to the top of this thing.
It actually is letting me do it today, and it's all read.
Okay, excellent. And in the process of asking questions, we're going to come across some of the offices, some of our franchise doctors who are introducing themselves to you, and I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So bear with me because I want you to know who's here. They care about what you're thinking, and they want you to know who they are and where they are, which is a benefit to you. So I will stop down and tell you about some of these offices as they come up.
We have Dr. Clark's office from Federal Injury Centers of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Yeah, so Virginia Beach is I'm going to talk a little bit about each of us.
Okay.
So I'll just blow through it. So Virginia Beach, he's one of our newer offices, maybe our newest. And the thing that is remarkable about him and his office is that they hit the ground running fast on training. And they got trained in record time. I haven't seen anybody that excited to help a federal employee in a long time. And we don't let anybody loose on you until they're fully trained, because you can go anywhere to find an untrained doctor, right? He got listed on our website faster than anybody ever has because they went through the training. So good job, Dr. Clark. Check him out if you're in the Virginia Beach, Virginia area.
We have Federal Injury Centers of Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, hey, South Carolina, that's a beautiful country area. Dr. Mills over there is running a great office. He's been with us for a couple of years now, well-trained. So if you're in Greenville, South Carolina, you'd be doing yourself a big favor if you need a work injury doctor to give him a call.
We have the case manager from Federal Injury Centers of Manhattan, New York on here, Michelle.
Yes, Manhattan, New York. Dr. Bart, Dr. Shockey are extremely excited. I was just talking with them today. They just remain excited to help you, and they've gotten a lot of claims accepted.
We have Federal Injury Centers of Quincy, Massachusetts.
Dr. J is, I think, our oldest doctor. He's been with us the longest. Jay Provenzano and his medical staff. So, if you want help and you're in the Boston area, that's a great location because they've just been doing this forever.
Yep. We have Federal Injury Centers of Limerick in Pennsylvania.
Well, they're still technically Royceford, but
Royceford, Limerick,
Dr. Pendleton and her medical staff, so they're great and they're really motivated to help. If you're in the Philadelphia area, you have one option. There's not two, and you just check them out. And they're a fun group too. We participate in their open house by Zoom, and I've never felt so sad to not be there in the room. It was a lot of fun.
They had so many people.
Yeah.
We have Federal Injury Centers of Melbourne and Federal Injury Centers of Titusville with Dr. David Dorfman.
Dr. Dorfman is a good buddy of ours, and his medical team is out there getting claims accepted already. Candace, his case manager, is doing a killer job. And that's one of the things we do. Our offices all have full-time case managers. Their entire responsibility is to help you through the confusing stuff and to make sure everything goes really smooth for you. We're really excited about that.
We have Federal Injury Centers of Montgomery, Federal Injury Centers of Birmingham, Federal Injury Centers of Huntsville, Alabama.
Dr. Harper. So Dr. Donovan Harper is the second longest tenured doctor on our in our franchise. He's been with us for a few years. But the thing that's most remarkable about him is not his hunting strategy. It's not his love of big vehicles. It's not that he's an outdoors guy at all. It's not that he's the friendliest person that we have on our roster of doctors. It's that he's got over 500 accepted claims all by himself.
He's a badass.
So in his one office, he's got over 500 accepted claims. I'm not sure where the number is now. I'm sure it's well over 500 because that's a couple of months old. But listen, you're here, if you don't know it, you're here because denied claims suck. And we have a strict policy on no denied claims. So if it gets denied, we never quit. Other doctors will give up. We never give up. They're like, oh, great, there's a denial letter coming. We're going to fix it. We never, ever, ever quit. We'll go 100 times if that's what it takes. But we'll never give up. And Dr. Harper has never given up more than 500 times.
Yeah.
So he gets one of these because we don't know anybody else like that.
We have Federal Injury Centers of Dallas, Federal Injury Centers of McKinney, Federal Injury Centers of, what is that other? Bedford. So
Nina and Juanita, they came to me a few years ago and said, hey, Chris, we've got some experience in healthcare. They're not doctors. I'm not a doctor. She's not a doctor. So I'm not knocking anybody that's not a doctor because I ain't one either. But they came to me and said, hey, I think we can do this. And so we worked it out and, they got started and they just started crushing it. All they do is excellence. So if you're in the North Texas area and you have an OWCP injury, and there's a lot of doctors in Dallas that think they're OWCP doctors that will definitely get your claim denied, but they'll tell you they'll do a great job.
Yeah.
I'm from there, so I know a lot of them. But if you go to their offices in McKinney, Dallas, or Bedford, you're going to have a really good outcome. And also Jennifer, our top case manager, our top trainer, is with them as well. So that's just a bonus.
Okay, let's see. All right, the question that I'm at, let me see. I have to scroll back up because.
All right, so that was the doctors that are here right now. If anybody else is here and I missed you, come back and say, hey, you missed me. It's definitely not on purpose.
All right, we have Tim with FIC of
Oh, yeah.
Maryland, DC, and Virginia.
So Tim's another guy like me, not a doctor, but found a way to bring a bunch of doctors together in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And he's got 6 locations getting claims accepted up there. And that's sort of a trend with us. I should have said last year we got over 1,100 claims approved just in last year, just in the calendar year. Dr. Harper's 500, like his whole, 500 plus, that's his since day one. But just last calendar year, we got over 1,100 claims approved. And the goal this year, my goal, and if I set a goal, we're going to hit it, is to have more than 3,000 approved claims.
Yep.
So we want to triple it this year.
Yeah.
The only way we can do that is for more people to come and get the help. So tell your friends.
And then, share. Okay, we have Misty. Good evening, Misty. We love you too. We just got off the phone with her.
What's up, Misty?
Justin, how are you? Miss Rosa said reconsideration was submitted on 9/30/22. Still no decisions. Any insight to the situation?
Yeah, so here's what you do on this. I was just speaking with Eric Blowers about this. He said you need to call and talk to someone, but if it's a voicemail, that's fine. Leave a voicemail because they have to transcribe it, and then they have to respond to it. And so all you got to do is call and say, what's going on with my reconsideration that was submitted 9/30/22? I need to know the outcome. Please get back to me and tell me where we're at. Whatever you say, they're going to transcribe it, and then they have to reply to it. So that's new information that I literally just got in the last week.
Yeah. Let's see. Melanie said, if I filed a schedule award and my doctor didn't do his part, can I file for it again?
You absolutely can. So a schedule award is sort of like a final settlement. I don't like calling it that, but I don't have a better way to describe it. If you have an injury that is rateable by an impairment rating, not all injuries are. But if you have a accepted claim and a rateable injury and your doctor didn't do their part, find another doctor.
Yeah.
No problem. Or that doctor can go again. It's not a problem for you.
Yeah, I know I put a post out there today that said, if you are ready for your schedule award, and it was the message from Eric, please message me your name and your number. So in order to get a schedule award, there's 2 processes.
Tell them how it is.
I'm telling you how it is. Number 1,
after the claim's accepted.
Your claim must get accepted.
Yeah.
No
Denied claims,
ifs, ands, or buts.
don't get any benefits.
Right.
Including schedule award.
So you have to have an accepted claim. Number 2, you must have reached MMI.
Maximum medical improvement.
What is that?
Well, it's a medical decision. Your doctor says, hey, you're as good as you're ever going to get. We did all this treatment. You maybe had surgery, whatever. You plateaued. This is it. You may still have an impairment, but this is as good as you're going to get. It's called maximum medical improvement. So your doctor has to medically place you at MMI.
Right.
People ask us all the time, how do I get MMI? It's a medical decision. So talk to your doctor.
You can't say you want a schedule award.
Yeah,
just
it's time.
because
I want my
you
money.
want a schedule award, because that's not how it works.
Yeah. I wish it would, but it doesn't. They want you to get as good as possible. And by the way, I'd like you to get $0 in your schedule award because I want you to be 100% back.
Right.
I don't want to have any deficits in my body, and I'm sure you don't either. But if you have a deficit, then depending on the diagnosis, there's also dollars that can be attached to that.
Yeah. So.
And we'll get into that more when we do schedule award night, because that's like a whole topic.
So you have to have your claim accepted. You have to have reached MMI by your doctor, not by you. You have to talk to your doctor about this, because a lot of you were messaging me and said, I feel I've reached MMI. Well, it's not you. The doctor has to say so.
Yeah. And if you want more information on this outside of tonight, you can go to breakingowcp.com.
Yeah.
My first 2 books talk extensively about this. The second book, in fact, has a worksheet on how you can determine how much money you'll get on your schedule award. That never existed before I wrote that book.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. They're probably going to steal it from me, but that's okay, because I wrote it for you. So check out breakingowcp.com.
And the impairment rating, your schedule award, must be done with the 6th edition.
Yeah. Now, these are a lot of details that you may not remember, but go to breakingowcp.com. But the bottom line is you got to have an accepted claim. You got to be at maximum medical improvement, and you have to have an injury that's rateable.
Right. And if you need a doctor, can't find one, or if you need like a second opinion, like some of you are saying, you don't feel like your rating was what you thought, just message me with your phone number and your name, because some of you have a different name on Facebook. And when I'm sending it to Eric, like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So please give me your real name, first and last name. You're calling for a schedule award. You're calling for an auto accident, anything like that. Just message me.
So if you're a new person on here, who is Eric Blowers and why do we keep talking about him?
So Eric Blowers is Chris's BFF.
He's my buddy. He's not part of Federal Injury
No,
Centers,
he's
but
not.
he is a federal lawyer who's an ex-FBI agent. He was a federal employee himself, and he is a prolific winner in OWCP.
Yep.
He and I got to know each other. My first thought to him was, wait a minute, are you trying to set me up? Turns out he's not, because I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
So he and I became really good friends, and we like, if you have a third-party claim, in other words, you got in a car wreck or something, we like you to talk to him first because he is, I think, the best in the world at what he does.
Yeah.
And so we bring him up a lot because we're friends with him and he's great at what he does.
Yeah. Heather said original diagnosis was made before MRI states sprain. After MRI, the doctor sent in an exclusion to get the diagnosis changed. It was sent in on 12/11. How long do they have to approve or deny the new diagnosis?
Okay, so I'm positive Heather meant expansion, not exclusion.
Oh, yes.
And it's important, so I'm just going to correct that for the audience here. So when you have a diagnosis, and this is really common, a strain and a sprain are simple, okay? Anybody can get a strain or a sprain approved in OWCP. The reason that is because they're very minor conditions that resolve themselves very fast. And OWCP says, great, this bill won't be very high. They won't be out of work long, if at all. So no harm, no foul. We'll just go ahead and approve it. They're easy. The problem is they're easy, and doctors take the easy way out way too often. Our doctors don't. But if you are diagnosed with a strain, but you have a herniated disc, which diagnosis do you want to be on your claim? The herniation, of course. If you have a diagnosis accepted as a sprained knee, but you have an ACL tear, what do you want? Well, you want the ACL tear. Why? Because they'll never approve surgery on the ACL without it being the approved condition. So for anybody that's got a low-level diagnosis like a strain or sprain, but it is definitely worse, you get a diagnosis expansion, that's your doctor adding the other diagnosis to your claim.
Yeah.
The answer to your question on how long does it take? It takes as long as it takes. But like I said before, you can call and leave a voicemail. They'll transcribe it, and you can say, hey, can you give me the status on my expansion request?
Yep. We have Federal Injury Centers of Naples, Florida with Dr. Heiler's group.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. Down at the tip of Florida, and if you haven't been to Naples, you're missing out. It's about 2 hours from us. But they're doing a great job. They're a newer office. They haven't had the volume we have, but they've already got claims that are accepted because that's what we do. And so if you're in that Naples area, and that whole county is like 350-something thousand people, which means there's a lot of federal employees,
Naples
especially
is
postal
beautiful.
employees. So if you're down in that area and you need help, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Okay, we have an office over there, so just check it out at federalinjurycenters.com.
Maria said, I need to know how to upload the CA7 and 17 instead of handing it to my supervisor so they get it online.
Yeah, so Maria, and to everybody, your CA7s have got to be filled out the second page by your supervisor. They have to. So what I would suggest is have them fill it out and be there with them while they're doing it, and then get a copy. And then e-copy it yourself with the required documentation. And if they do it, great. But that way you maintain control over it. The CA17 should be uploaded by your doctor. Okay, but if not, you can e-copy it yourself on your own e-comp account.
Yes. Those of you on Instagram and LinkedIn, I hope.
But more importantly,
TikTok,
be sure your
hopefully the
supervisor gets a copy of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really important. And there's a question that I saw in advance. Some supervisor said, you've got to have the original. It's just BS. Okay, there's no rule that says they have to have the original. If you can get them the original, go ahead. But there's no rule on this. And with medical records, doctors scan everything into their medical record platforms now. And so when they're scanned in, guess what they do with the paper? You think they keep boxes of paper when it's scanned in? No, it's saved on a server somewhere in the cloud or whatever. They shred it. The original's gone. Yep. Your supervisor's just an idiot. That's it. And you'll hear me say that a lot if you're new, that they're dumb or they're playing dumb. Usually it's dumb. And that doesn't go for the supervisors that are here that we like, but you know who you are.
Yeah, Paul said, love you guys. 2 body parts authorized, 1 to go. Good for you.
Let's get that done, Paul.
Jennifer said, my case got denied again. We sent them the info they asked for, but it's like they didn't even read it. I've been fighting for 2 years, still in pain, and have no private insurance to pay for further eval or treatment.
Okay, so let us know where you're at, Jennifer, because so that's another thing about federal injury centers, and this is, again, just for the new people here. We don't charge anybody anything ever, 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 no matter what. Let's say that, we fail miserably and your claim never gets approved, and we do a lot of treatment on you. you're never getting a bill ever. It's against our rules. And that's the other value of a franchise is, although I'm not a doctor and I can't tell doctors how to doctor, I can set the rules for their practice because they agreed to follow my rules by joining the franchise. They had to sign a contract with us. And so one of the rules is we don't take money from anybody ever. And that is grounds for immediate termination from the franchise. If a doctor takes money from you, I can just kick them out tomorrow.
Now, we can't handle the specialist and all that other stuff. We can't do that part.
But if you're with us and federal injury centers, we don't charge patients ever, no matter what.
$0.
That's very important for you to understand. So check out federalinjurycenters.com. At the very top of the page is a locations tab. And maybe you'll find a location that makes sense to you. The other thing is we're not a referral service. So if you come to me and say, can you refer me someplace? I'll just say no, because we don't do that. The reason we don't do that is because we are at the top of the list when it comes to compliance. Compliance is next to godliness for us. And one of the things we don't do is make referrals, period. And that's good for you. It's good for us. It's the way it goes. But you can always go check our website and find an office if you like it. Yeah. It's there. Or you can just Google somebody and find your own.
That's why when a lot of you are messaging me, and I swear I have 29 messages right now I have to answer. A lot of you are messaging me and asking me for a location. I know I'm just like, I could tell you where the location is, but we can't.
It's in bad form and we just shouldn't.
That's why I send you the link. And if you click the link, it goes right to the locations.
But check it out. I made it as easy as possible because all you gotta do is click the link. And then when you're there on your phone or your computer, click the red button for locations and then scroll and boom, there's a phone number for the office if you want it. You can call them directly.
Yeah.
But I'll never know if you called. Okay. So that's the deal and that's how I like it. So, if you're struggling with denials and you want some extra help and you find one of our offices that's around, we'll be happy to help. And we'll never charge you, even if we lose, and we don't do that very often.
Kia, you want to read that so I can?
I was given a job offer back in 2019. I've been working under this job offer since. I just transferred to a new office and the supervisor's not following my job offer. You need to file a grievance. She's given me work that she claims is within my restrictions. Can I do work that's outside of my job offer? All right, so this is a medical decision, okay, and I'm not a doctor. I recommend you go back to your doctor and say, hey, doc, here's what's happening. Here's my CA-17 that you filled out, and here's the job they're making me do. Does this fall within my restrictions? And if so, do the job. But if it's not, then your medical doctor should go ahead and do a new CA-17 duty status report. And I would suggest having your doctor write sort of a short narrative explaining why you can't do that thing they're making you do. Give it to your supervisor and give a copy to your union. If they keep doing this, you file grievances, okay? And you also contact OSHA, 1-800-321-OSHA, because OSHA is there for safety and the CA-17 is there for safety. If your supervisor is not following the safety protocols of your 17 as written by your doctor and your supervisor is not a doctor, then that's an OSHA concern as well.
Yep. All right. Justin said, thank you for being here for us. I've had 2 wrist surgeries, one in 2004 and one in 2006. While self-employed, my wrist was fine for about 15 years after that. But the last year it has deteriorated to the point that I'm in so much pain, I can't even touch the keyboard without tear-jerking pain. And I have no grip strength left. Can I file a CA2 even though I've had 2 surgeries in the past for this disease? I've been with USPS now for 7 years.
So here's the situation. Let's say it's pre-existing and whatever you got, and I'm using an extreme case to make this point. Let's say whatever you have going on with you happened 5 years before you started employment at your agency. And then your agency, a couple of years later, you realize, man, this is really flaring up this situation that I've got. It's covered. Even though it wasn't caused by the job, it was inflamed by the job. So now it's covered like it was caused by the job. And so most likely it's a CA2. But what I always recommend is you go to your doctor and just say, hey, is this the same thing? Is this, is it due to work? The doctor will tell you that. And the reason you want to do that is because you have 3 years on a CA2, 3 years from the date you knew that it was work-related. But you're not a doctor, so you don't know if it's work-related or not. So go to your doctor. And once your doctor says, hey, that's work-related, you now have 3 years to report. That's important. Now, don't wait 3 years. Do it tomorrow. But those can be covered because anything that is inflamed by the job inflames, exacerbates, worsens, accelerates is covered.
Alfredo de la Cruz said, I got injured at work on 12/17. I returned to work on 1/10 this week, light duty, 4 hours. What am I eligible to complete my 8 hours? Is it COP? I've gone over 45 days to claim COP.
Okay, so if you report a CA1 injury within 30 days of the injury, you're now eligible for COP. So that's important. There's a timeline there. If you meet your deadline, you're eligible. And if you're eligible, you get up to 45 days of time off. And that's not consecutive days. That's 45 days. Maybe you miss a couple of days in between. That's okay. Your COP is good for the 45 days or until your claim is approved, whichever comes first. If your claim is approved and you have 7 days left of COP, you don't get those. You just start using LWOP on a Form CA7. Okay. I'm not sure. Did I answer that question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I answer these. Sometimes I'm like, what did I even just say? Because I'm used to saying it. But I answer? Okay, good.
Judy Rapicki said, does anyone know what OLI means in your case under current location?
Sorry. Thank you for stopping me tonight, Judy. I have no idea what OLI stands for. Maybe if I thought about it, I could figure it out, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Maria Torres, you said what after MMI? So what you get is a schedule award. Schedule award equals money.
If you have a condition that's rateable, they're not everything is, but most things are.
Your spine
is
not rateable.
Unless it causes problems in your arms and legs.
So that's what you do after MMI.
Oh, look. Optional life insurance. Thank you, Paul.
Oh.
I owe you one, Paul.
Melody Arnold said, is there a limitation of how far out after your case is closed, but you can't get that?
Oh,
are you talking about schedule award? Schedule
I think
award,
so.
You can, as long as you're alive.
Yeah, so your deadline for schedule awards is don't be dead. As long as you're still living, you're eligible.
Judy said, what if you can't go back? Can you still get a schedule award?
You can always get a schedule award if you met the other criteria: claims accepted, MMI, rateable condition.
Right. Melanie said, I have an accepted claim and I'm afraid I may have a re-injury. Do I go back to the doctor with that claim number?
Go back to the doctor. You think you might have a re-injury, but like me, you're not a doctor. You want to ask your doctor, is this something new? If it's something new, you fill out a new CA1 or a new CA2, depending on how it happened. But if it's the same injury, it's just a flare-up, you fill out a CA2A, which is a notice of recurrence. But that should be a medical decision. Don't make it on your own. And your supervisors are going to tell you, just fill out a CA2A because they're either done or playing down. But it's not necessarily a recurrence. It could be something brand new.
Yeah, and a lot of you are saying that it's OWCP. They're not approving your claim because they're just being OWCP. But it's not OWCP. It actually is the doctor that you're seeing. And I'm not saying, we don't get denied claims, but 70% of you guys going to like the ER or a specialist, your claim is not going to get accepted. I had to deal with somebody that went to an ortho.
It's not 70%. It's like 99.5%.
I was trying to be nice.
No, look, if you go to an ER, an urgent care, you're going to be seen by a nurse practitioner or a PA. Usually the medical doctor won't countersign it. Whatever they send in is invalid. It's an automatic denial. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, somebody this week said that they went to an ortho. She sent me the narrative, which was, I think, 12 sentences long. That was it. Yeah. That's not going to help. That's not going to do it. And it was horrible wording. It's never going to get accepted.
Our narratives are like 3 to 5 pages long or more because we use a lot of incredible detail.
Yep. Jennifer Nasworthy said, OWCP keeps going in circles asking for more information, explanations, and we give it to them and they deny it and ask the same questions like they didn't even read the 10 pages we sent them.
Yeah.
It was mentioned that rather than reconsideration, we might want to do an appeal. What is the difference if they deny the appeal? Is that final? I've been fighting this for 2 years, still in pain, waiting for OWCP to approve so I can get shoulder and neck evaluation treated. Started seeing FIC last year.
Okay, so first of all, reconsideration is a form of appeal. There are 4 forms of appeal. There's reconsideration. I'll explain these in a second. There's oral hearing, review of the written record, and ECAB. My favorite is reconsideration. It doesn't have to be your favorite. That's okay with me. If you're one of those union folks that didn't like that I said it's my favorite, that's okay with me too. It is my favorite. Here's why. You have 12 months from the denial date to reconsider. So that's cool because none of the other 3 give you that much time. The other thing that's cool is that they let you submit new information from your doctor. So if you give your doctor the denial letter and they read it and say, okay, I can address that, you've now got new information and a new narrative. So we do reconsiderations. 100% of our appeals are reconsiderations. And we win these because we're able to get it done in an easy time frame. I mean, 12 months is easy, and our doctor is able to respond directly to the claims examiner, who said in their denial letter, specifically, your claim is denied because ... right? But the other ways outside of that reconsideration are oral hearings. So in an oral hearing, you can also include new information, but they give you 30 days, not 12 months. So I don't like that. And it's an oral hearing, and sometimes people are intimidated by that.
Yeah.
A review of the written record does not allow new information, and it's a review of what they already used to deny you. That sounds like a loser to me. An ECAB is like a legal proceeding, and Eric Blauer says you really only need that when there's a question of law or procedure or something. So we avoid all of that. We just do reconsiderations, and you can do an infinite number of reconsiderations. Every denial can have a new reconsideration.
Melody, I just saw your question. Is there a lawyer that can help with schedule award? If you message me on Wednesday night chats after the live is done and leave your name and number, I'll get you over to federal attorney Eric Blowers. Paul said, I called the CE on vacation. Every conversation was transcribed. However, when I got a call from them, the woman was able to see my file problem. I asked, what the F? She said, quote, DOL is approving the bare minimum. I went into my e-comp, and ironically, that conversation wasn't transcribed. So be vigilant, as I was ecstatic to hear that they told me that, but it didn't show up on the e-comp as such. Call back.
Yeah, I'd ask, hey, where's my transcription of our phone call? They're supposed to transcribe everything according to Attorney Blowers.
Yeah. Tony Campos said, I have an accepted claim already and haven't gotten paid in almost a year because they seem to have an issue with recalculating. Never I got a job working from home.
So they keep trying to recalculate the schedule award?
Mm-hmm.
That's not surprising.
No, she hasn't got paid from her claim. Are you filing your CA7s, Tony?
Yeah, so when you file a CA7 for LWOP to get paid for time off, you need to attach your CA17 where the doctor took you out of work, a CA20 where the doctor is basically saying, here's your status. Any appointments that you're at with the doctor, and that's why you're out of work, I would attach copies of that. And what we call a disability narrative, which is your doctor writing a report stating why medically you had to be out of work. If you attach those things, your likelihood of getting paid goes way, way up.
I'm in Fort Myers. I've been seeing FIC in Port Charlotte. They have been great. Just OWCP is, she gave the angry face. We don't have an office in Port Charlotte.
Yeah, it's down there. It's like Northport.
Maybe she meant Northport.
Yeah.
Okay. Crystal, claim accepted. Check. 1423 at FIC. Dr. Hawkins, Kamini, and office staff rocks. Redondo Beach, California. Thanks. Super excited to move forward and great treatment.
Yeah, how about that?
Congratulations.
Yeah. So the only offices in the whole state of California that do workers' comp are Federal Injury Centers offices, and we've got one in Redondo Beach and one in Thousand Oaks.
And Newport.
Yeah, excuse me, Newport.
That's our newest one, folks, in California. And don't forget, we're coming to California for the state convention for APW.
So I'm going to put him down, but people are just going to ask, who's that dog? That's Gizmo. If you're new, Gizmo likes to dig on the door to get in, and so I have to let him so he doesn't bother me. And now when I put him in the floor, he's going to dig some more because he's got a mission to get to China.
That's my part right there, guys. Christina Young, I broke my left ankle April 2020, was sent back to work, broke the same ankle again. Oh, gee. Yes. November 2020 was told. I reached my MMI and sent back to work and then broke it again in 2021. So you broke your ankle 3 times.
That's a lot of times to break an ankle.
Hear this? This is sad.
Yeah, like I was just doing the math, and 3 times seems like a lot.
Tony, you said, how do I get a transfer to the state I moved so I can go back to work if I get released to work? You can.
So he's talking about
she.
Excuse me. I think it's talking about a transfer of employment over there, and that's a union issue. I saw that question too. If you're referring to how do I transfer my employment to a new state, that's a union issue. You got to get with your union, and they'll make that happen for you. If you're talking about transferring to a new doctor, it's as simple as just going to a new doctor.
Yeah. Ms. Rosa said, is there a possibility that new information submitted 2 months after reconsidered by FIC case manager could have further delayed decisions? All they need is an excuse for further delays.
I mean, it's possible that if we send in new information, it can delay it. But if we send in new information, it's required. Okay, so if it delayed it, that sucks. But if we didn't send it in, we'd probably expect a denial, and that would suck worse. So I would expect anything new we send in could delay it, but it's a way better than a denial.
Dana Bradford said, what do I file for consequential injury?
Okay, so to file consequential injury, what this means is, let's say you have a right knee injury, and because that knee's hurting, you're limping around. Now your left knee hurts. Well, if your right knee was never hurt, your left knee wouldn't be hurt because you wouldn't be limping. So that's a consequential injury, right? It's not a new condition. It's not a new CA1. It's not a new CA2. It goes on to the claim with the other knee. So your doctor writes a narrative called a consequential injury report. We do these all the time. And they explain how medically the left knee is hurt because of the right knee. That's how that works. There's no form. It's just a new medical narrative.
And you guys, when you're filling your forms out, do it on eComp. Go to ecomp.dol.gov. It's going to be safer there. And you just have to make sure you have the supervisor's email address because they have to sign off on it.
And also it's required.
Yeah. Tammy.
That wasn't a suggestion. It was absolutely. You got to fill out your CA1 and CA2 on ecomp.
Tammy Walter said, I have a neck and shoulder issue. I'm sure it's because I've been a roll carrier for 36 years. Wow. They won't let me use any special equipment. I'm using a float, as we call them, for the last 6 years. I only have 2 years left before I retire, and I'm afraid if I don't bite from doctor, if I get a bite from doctor, they will do fit for duty, and will make matters worse. What can I do? They say they don't have to accommodate me.
They don't have to accommodate. Is it a roll carrier?
Yeah, that's what you just said. Yeah.
So unfortunately, roll carriers are frequently not accommodated, like almost always. I do believe that's probably in your contract. I can't speak to it because I didn't write your contract with the agency or between the agency and the union. But I can tell you this: if you wait till you retire to report an injury, it will never be approved. Yeah. And if you have an injury that's legitimate, that's never approved, then for the rest of your life, you'll have to deal with it on your own, out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
So you just have to wait it out. Look, I'm biased because I do OWCP for a living. And I think the best thing for you to do is report the injury now and get it accepted, get help, because then you'll have lifetime medical benefits and access to that schedule award that we talked about. If they don't give you a limited duty assignment once your claim's accepted, then they have to pay you to be out of work. So you're not hurt by it. You just get paid to be out. In the meantime, if you have to be out prior to your case getting accepted, you'll have to use sick and annual leave, which you can get back through leave buyback. But I'm not saying that's great either. None of these options are awesome, but they're the options you have.
Yeah. Justin said, thank you for the risk problem answer. I have an open case on a spine situation that I also need to file a CA2A on for worsening condition re-aggravation. Can I have 2 claims open at the same time, wrist and back?
Oh, sure.
Yes,
I know
can.
people that have 3 or 4 claims at the same time. No
Yeah.
kidding. Hey, look, Dr. Snowden's on. I just want to point out. So Dr. Snowden is one of our newer offices as well in Oklahoma City. And I say the same thing every single time I talk about him. It's that, some people just have this look in their eye and they're intense and they're winners. And when I first met him and every time I talk to him, I get like chills. This dude is serious. So Oklahoma, you don't have other options. If you need help, go to Dr. Snowden in Oklahoma City. This guy is a winner. I'm telling you. Thanks for being here, Dr. Snowden. And in San Antonio as well, right?
Yeah, we have Dr. Woywood.
So Dr. Woywood's office
San
said hi,
Antonio.
everyone, which didn't tell you anything. So let me just tell you, he's in San Antonio, Texas. His office as well is trained, and they're ready to help you. So if you're in the San Antonio area, we have an office there for you as well.
Maria said, I'm waiting to see a specialist. Specialist says a referral is needed. My claim is approved. What can I say to the specialist in order to be seen?
Well, they probably will require a referral from your treating physician, so just get one. Most specialists will not just see you off the street. They'll want you to get a referral, especially for a work injury.
Okay, so this one is long, so I'm going to have Chris read it because he knows how to just go over these long ones real quick and find the question. So yes, Northport. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. We have Dixie. She is the case manager from Federal Injury Centers of Charlotte, North Carolina. Elisa Raina, you skipped me. Okay, some of my messages weren't showing up. So, Miss Raina, go ahead and just retype your question again. Are there any doctor's offices in Dayton, Ohio? We have Ohio offices. Just go to the federalinjurycenters.com, click locations. There's a big red button there, and you'll find the closest location.
Okay, so this one, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but here's what it says.
It's Christine Young.
Yeah, this is the 3 broken ankles.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And so now they're sending you to a second opinion doctor. You're required to do that. Don't skip that appointment. They can close your case because of it. So you got to go to it. You should expect a negative result on that visit. That's just how it goes. So go back to your treating physician and have your treating physician respond to whatever this second opinion doctor says. The other thing is you said your current doctor will not fill out your CA-17 or look, that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
You need a new doctor if they won't fill out your forms. And then you said you are New Jersey. So we have an office, and I'm not referring you anywhere because we're not a referral service, but we do have an office in Manhattan, which I'm aware is far. But we are currently in the process of getting a New Jersey doctor trained up.
Yeah.
So all hope is not lost for you. I'm not saying that this New Jersey doctor is necessarily in your city, but he's in your state. And that's better than it's ever been for you in New Jersey. So hang in there. But you can change doctors if your doctor won't do the right job. You have to go to the second opinion doctor, though.
Okay, Raina, you said this is her question she asked. I'm a federal employee here in San Antonio. Reach out to Dr. Woywood. Dr. Woywood, here's a patient for you. I'm going to fill out a CA2 form, but who submits it and how does it get submitted?
Great question. So if you're reporting a new injury, you're using either a CA1 if it happened in a single shift, the injury, or a CA2 if it developed over time. In either case, you have to create an account on eComp. So you go to eComp, ecomp.dol.gov. You create a new account, and then from there, you fill out your CA2. That's how it goes. Or if you're somebody that got hurt in a single shift, you fill out a CA1 on eComp. And you do it there. Be sure you have your supervisor's correct email address because there's the Gizmo digging in China. You need the supervisor's correct email address because it's going to send them a link saying, hey, you got to fill out page 2.
Yeah. Michael Curran, I have been helping a carrier with her denied claim sent in second reconsideration appeal last January. She has called for an update twice and also asked on eComp for updates. She was told she would hear within 30 days. Last call, she was told by claims examiner they didn't know what was going on with her claim. She should contact the national office or her congressperson.
The claims examiner said that? That's
Any
crazy.
advice before I call a congressman?
Speak to the claims examiner supervisor first.
Yes. A lot of you have been asking me that too. What do you do when we've been calling? So first of all, this is what we know, what we hear. Call them once and they're going to get to you. If you keep calling, we heard, you get pushed to the bottom of the line and then they'll.
But you can do two things.
Yeah.
You can either do that voicemail thing I told you that they're supposed to transcribe, or you can write a letter instead of calling and eComp that letter. They have to reply to it. And so you could write a letter saying, I'd like to speak to the claims examiner supervisor.
Yeah.
Here's my phone number.
Kara Small said, are they supposed to transcribe any communication from conversations with human resources?
Okay, it's my understanding that anytime they have a conversation about you with any third party, they should have to transcribe it.
Yeah.
And HR would definitely be a third party for sure. So they should have to transcribe everything. In fact, we just saw a transcription a couple of weeks ago. So,
yeah, we did.
Yeah, I know they're transcribing things. I've seen it out of someone's case file.
All right, we have Tara from Federal Injury Centers of Roscoe, Illinois on here.
Hey, thank you for being here. So Roscoe, Illinois is like an hour out of Madison, Wisconsin. It's right on the border with Wisconsin. So check them out. That's a really great location because that area of Wisconsin, especially, look, I know they're in Illinois, but that area of Wisconsin has been really hurting for a long time. I've got a friend up there in Madison, and I wish we would have had the Roscoe office at that time.
Yeah.
She's the one that refers to me as the other guy.
Melody, okay, so after this live is done, you come back into the Wednesday night chats and you click Messenger. Just like a regular Facebook Messenger, you can do that on there. And just wait till after the live. But make sure everybody on here that you do click the follow button so you know when we go live and you get all of our notifications on your Facebook feed. All right. Cindy said about the CA7 you mentioned, handing it to supervisors to fill out their portion. My lawyer's office told me to upload it to eComp and DOL forwards it to management. Is this true? I have multiple days that I can fill out on the CA7. During the first pay period, I was out. I used AL, SL, and LWAP. I'm a little confused as to how to fill it out and even watched videos. Now my claim is approved. I can get my money back for all my LWAP.
That's correct. You can get paid back for your time off if you turn in that documentation I referred to earlier, the CA17 that took you off of work, the CA20 that explains your current situation, print out of your appointments that you're at if you're there instead of work, and a disability narrative from your doctor explaining medically why you had to be out of work. There's another part of that I'm not answering for sure. I don't want to do that. Oh, handing it to the supervisor. So the deal is if you read the instructions, which is the last page of every OWCP form, it'll tell you how to handle the form. Well, page 2 is for supervisor. And if I'm not mistaken, the instructions say you fill out page 1, your supervisor fills out page 2, and then your supervisor, in fact, I'm not mistaken, then your supervisor has 5 days to submit that to OWCP. So that's really important. They're supposed to get it first. I've never heard of a claims examiner sending it to a supervisor. I would expect that to never happen if you think it's going to. I think it probably never will.
Yeah. Maria, you said you had a referral, but they want an approval from OWCP.
Never heard of that. OWCP is not going to give an approval for a referral. They're just not. The doctor that you were referred to just needs to do the job.
Just have your doctor write a referral.
That's
just
it.
Like how your primary care doctor refers you out to a specialist. It's the same thing.
And look, her background is nursing. My background is office management. I've been operations manager for the largest OWCP practice in the world. And I've done healthcare my entire adult life. And I've never heard of an insurance company of any kind needing to approve a referral.
Yeah.
And I am an expert in OWCP, and I'm telling you that the rules state that referrals shall be honored. So whoever they're referring them to just needs to do their job.
Have your doctor write on a script pad like primary care doctors do, referring a federal patient to whatever specialist you need to go to. See if that will work. And make sure your claim number is on there so they know that your claim is approved.
Yeah.
Vern Bonnell said, I have a concussion and whiplash. I've been waiting to see a specialist for a couple weeks, waiting for approval. How long should it take to get approval? Did you go to a DOL doctor?
Yeah, but the answer is just go.
Yeah.
Just go. You don't need approval to go to the doctor. Just go.
Now, a lot of the specialists won't see you unless your claim is approved.
Right. And so
Sucks.
That's what we do. Like in our Florida offices here in the Tampa Bay area, they've got all these specialists that have agreed to work with them. So they'll accept the referrals and not charge people out of their pocket. That's uncommon. If you're not like associated with us, it's probably not happening. But if you're in an area where there's a federal injury center's office, you probably can have that happen for you as well.
If you see me looking, it's because I'm looking to see if Instagram and TikTok is sending messages. And the person on TikTok, you cannot sue the federal government.
Sorry, you can't sue your agency. I wish you could, but you can't. Your only remedy is OWCP.
Yeah. Maria Torres said, I got my first surgery on 9/23/22. I still have pain on my ankle. Doctor sent me to do another MRI. He also says MRI shows nothing. It could be that a nerve on my back that could be going down my leg into my ankle. I'm worried about this. Could they close my claim?
Well, they can close it, but look, it doesn't matter if they close it because it can get reopened like that. If imaging doesn't show something, then maybe you need, neurology testing. I don't know. Okay. I'm not a doctor, but if you're having a serious problem, they should keep referring you places until they figure it out.
Vern, about this concussion and whiplash and your auto accident, after we're done with the live, please message me and I will reach out to you tomorrow to talk to you one-on-one about this. Crystal said, the doctor I was seeing will no longer see me, although I'm at MMI. I'm still dealing with pain and residuals from my injuries. At this point, could I go to another doctor? How would that work under OWCP? Yeah,
so you'd have to do a change of treating physician letter. You'd write the letter and explain that your treating physician is refusing to help you and that you need to change doctors. They don't have to approve it, but that's a pretty good reason to approve it.
Yeah. Tammy said, do you have offices in Jacksonville, Florida?
So we do. They were like gung-ho getting trained. I think there was a little hiccup. Maybe they lost some nurse practitioner or something. I'm not sure what happened. But yes, we have 3 offices in Jacksonville, and I expect them to be ready to go in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And you'll see that. I will definitely post it because they have 3 offices, not 1. So you'll definitely want to hear all about that.
They're kind of like around bottom half
Of
of
a
the
loop.
loop. So,
Yeah. Judy Rapicki said, could you explain a remand letter?
see, this just happened. Okay, and I'm glad she asked because she and I were talking about this through message. So what happened is that they sent it back down to like a lower. Okay, if they were lower court. But if they remanded it like from ECAB, it sounds like they would have sent it back to the claims examiner to make a decision. Like, we're just sending it back down. Why is this even here in the first place? I think that's what it is. I got to be honest with you, Judy, that I've been doing this since 2007, and yours is the first time I've ever heard of that happening. I think that's a clue too. It's probably not going to happen often for anyone else.
Yeah. Justin said, asking for a friend in a neighboring office, hostile work environment to the point where this individual calls sick to avoid what I consider harassment. Harassment charges have been filed in the past. Law enforcement has been notified in the past. Union has not helped. The situation has not been approved. No postmaster at the office, and the supervisor disappears for most of the day. The office operates about 30 to 40% of the staffing and is extremely stressful. Any OWCP options? This individual does not know any other option than just to quit.
Okay, so a couple of things come to mind. Number one, I heard you say the union's not helping. Look, I'm a, generally speaking, friend to the union. I don't like to badmouth the union. So here's what I will say. Although, like everything else, nobody's perfect. There are lots of bad ones, like in anything else. But with that said, generally, you can escalate this to the next level. You can go all the way up to the national office of the union to get help. You know, if you're a letter carrier, there's MBAs that are like, you know, they cover a larger area, larger areas each. So you can always go above in your union. But the other thing is, it sounds like, unless I misheard it, that there's a significant amount of harassment coming from the office, and this person is stressing over to the point they want to quit their job. They can file a CA2 if this is a thing that happened over a long period of time as a stress claim, because mental health conditions are covered under OWCP as well. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm certainly not a psychiatrist. I don't know what's going on there. I'm saying that if that's the case, it's something that can be accepted where this person can get help.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Kathy said, okay, just so I'm understanding this correctly, I have a right shoulder injury. I was then put on light duty, forced to do a two-handed job with only one hand. My left shoulder then became injured. I filed a claim on my left shoulder, which is currently in denial. Are you saying that I should have added it to my right shoulder injury, which was approved claim, as a consequential injury? If so, how and exactly do I do this?
So what I'm saying is, if you have a shoulder injury that is a result of another injury, that if you didn't have the other injury, this thing would be just fine,
right? Which
happens all the time. Okay. If that were the case, then that is a consequential injury by definition, which means that you add it to your existing claim for the other arm. If it's a new injury altogether, then you put it as a new condition. But it sounds like, based on the description, it's consequential, that if the other arm weren't working so badly, you'd be okay right now.
Miss Rosa said, I've had instances where hearings have been remanded back to OWCP and falls flat. Yeah. It's a vicious circle of denials, hearings, remands, and no accountability.
So, you know, the best thing is just get the claim accepted by going to an office like Federal Injury Centers who specializes in accepted claims.
Yeah.
Because these things are, they're sick. You know, I hate that it happens. We see it, you know, not the remanding thing, but, you know, we see denied claims all the time. People come to us all the time with claims that were previously denied, and we get those fixed.
Yeah.
You know, we look like superheroes, but it turns out this is just how we do things.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Mary, welcome back. For the post office trust claim, I think C35G will help her.
CA35.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So check out the form CA35, or if that's right, 35G. It's not one we use very often, but it's in the. You can search it on OWCP in Google.
Chris Colgan is on TikTok.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, that's why I did.
Now, when I say Chris, Dr. Colgan, my bad.
Yeah.
We're buddies, but.
All right, so we are at the end of all our questions. Well, it's accepted from the beginning.
They're talking amongst themselves.
Okay. So again, this is, I mean, if you have any more questions, we'll stay on for 5 more minutes, but thank you so much through the years. This is going to be year
Well, we started in 2016.
7.
So this is 7 years now.
Oh, and we've been together for 7 years.
How about that?
Wow.
She made 2 really smart decisions
Uh-huh.
in 2016.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be our 7th year in February next month. That we started this February 16th.
We're gonna have a 7-year party. I think what we're gonna do is like have like a big Zoom thing and bring everybody on so we can see them in person.
That'll be fun.
Does this thing work with Zoom?
Yes.
Where I can bring everybody on? Oh, that's happening.
So
we're gonna have a big 7-year party. Mark your calendar. What day is that?
We'll be in Utah 16.
Okay, so after that, we're gonna do a 7-year
Yeah.
party after we take our. So we take our vacation after everyone else takes theirs. You know, you're all doing during the holidays, you're doing your thing and you're working harder than you do the rest of the year. So we don't take vacation either. And
so we go on vacation January or February.
And then all of my team takes vacations during the holidays. And then the 2 of us, we wait until like the dust settles and then we take ours. This year we're doing it in February.
Yeah, we're going back home, my hometown, Salt Lake City. So we're going to Park City. Hello.
My Park City hat right here.
Tanya, she's here. Hey, girl.
What's up, Tanya G? I've been following her on LinkedIn since way before we did Wednesday Night Chats.
So once OWCP has received the impairment rating, how long does it take to receive an award?
Yeah, there's no role on that, Tanya. Sadly, if it feels like it's getting too long, call the claim design. Say, hey, what's up?
Yeah. All right. So, number 1, if anybody has any questions on your personal, thank you guys. If anybody has any personal questions on your case, message me.
Yeah.
Go to Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini.
Not with Derek.
Click the follow button. The messenger. And I will, if I don't get it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. I already have 29 messages. I know a lot of you sent me messages that you wanted to speak to Eric Flowers about your schedule award. Message me and let me know. Also, if you are involved in a federal accident, meaning you're driving a federal vehicle.
Or your own vehicle as a rural carrier or as a law enforcement officer.
Please. Yeah, I saw your long message. Kara, I just have to show it to Chris to get some clarification.
Yeah, Kara, we're going to respond to that, but it's hard for me to read the whole thing because I got to wrap my head around it. We'll get to you, though. We'll private message your answer.
Jenny Lynn, I need help. I'm in Tampa getting harassed by management because of my accident. Go to our website.
federalinjurycenters.com.
If you're in Tampa, there's Pinellas Park, there's Land O'Lakes, Palm Harbor. You can check out whichever one you want to go to if you choose.
It's same owner, same guy running the whole thing, and they're also just crushing it too. So you'll be okay there.
If you do get into an accident and you were not at fault, please don't call your state PI attorney. Give us a call or contact Eric Flowers.
Yeah, especially in Florida, like every intersection in Florida has like 3 billboards for PI lawyers. Don't call those lawyers. Yeah. It's not that they're not great lawyers. I'm sure they are. They just don't know about OWCP. That's very, very important. And
when they think they do, then they wind up telling the client to call their doctor because they don't understand.
Right, and then they screw your case up.
Yeah, so
don't do that to yourself.
It's best if you go to the emergency room, get your paperwork, and then give us a call. It's okay.
Yeah, she's been in 2 rear-end accidents at work. Yeah, you need a federal lawyer.
Give us a call.
We recommend you talk to Eric Flowers. He's the best.
Jenna Lynn, go ahead and message me and I'll have Eric give you a call. And I know a lot of you from LinkedIn and Instagram and all the Facebook pages say that you haven't received a call from Eric. He was on vacation. He is back and his computer was down for I think 2 weeks or something like that. He's getting.
And didn't he have COVID for the 12th time?
And then, the poor guy gets sick on his cruise, his family vacation. So give him a minute. It's just 3 of them in the office.
But she will ride him whatever a racehorse's name is.
Exploding gas.
Whatever. That's crazy. I can't believe that.
And I will make sure that he answers my text messages when I text him. So send me your auto issues, your schedule award issues, and if you have any personal issues, you can find us all of our locations at federalinjurycenters.com. Click locations. There's a big button at the top that Chris made.
Now, if you call and you say, I was on your website and I want to figure out what location I go to, I'm going to smirk, I'm going to laugh to myself, and I'm going to say, did you see the big red thing at the top of the page? I made it so easy. Click the red button, scroll down, and find an office that makes sense for you. Their office phone number will be listed. You can call them directly.
Oh, and another thing. When you are going to www.breakingowcp and you are purchasing the PDF book where it says,
when you think you're done, you're not done. Keep trying to download it.
There is another button to download the PDF, because a lot of you are saying, I bought the book and I can't get the download.
And it won't download.
So
it's because you closed your browser before hitting the last download button. If it happens, send me an email or send us a Facebook message. I'll send you the book. I want you to have it clearly. But don't end your browser session too soon. There's always one more step.
Yeah. Stephanie Cooper said, I have a question about if an injury causes other issues. I broke my left ankle and now I'm having severe low back pain. Do I file a CA2?
No, you got to go to your doctor and find out if this is a result of the other thing. And if it's a result of the other thing, it's a consequential injury. If it's not a result of the other thing, then you file a new CA2.
Miss Moore said, I received a letter by a 204B for PDI meeting as a short notice as waiting on documents to update excuse for work. When is this related to
When this is related to injury. Okay, so if it's related to injury, you're out of work, your CA-17 gets the job done. Your doctor can run a disability narrative explaining it while you're out of work.
Tanya said, I spoke with an attorney for something else. I brought up a question about the schedule award. He said, what's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the deal.
No.
So be careful with that.
So, all right, guys.
Yeah, we got to the end of the questions. This has been fun.
Yes.
We've been off for like, what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Jeez, it's been forever.
And the only reason we missed last week is because I had my eye issue.
You couldn't see.
Yeah.
Blind as a bat.
What is a schedule award? A schedule award is after your claim's been accepted, you get money for your injured body part.
If it's an injured body part that is rateable based on the schedule award chart. We'll do a whole schedule award training on this.
Yeah.
I always do a few of those every year because people are so interested in it. But anybody that wants more information before I do that, go to breakingowcp.com and get volumes 1 and 2 on PDF and read the schedule award sections on those.
And we will be having Eric on. I'm going to try to get him on at least every quarter to go over schedule award and PI, the federal personal injury accidents. So those of you out there that want to see who he is and meet him, you'll be able to see him here live and ask your questions as well.
He's all right for a lawyer.
And don't forget, we're on all social media platforms. So if you do not have LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you can find us on YouTube.
Now, if you don't have any of those, you're probably still somebody who hopes that the Yellow Pages shows up at your front door. They ain't coming.
That would be my dad.
You need to get on social media. That's where it's at now.
It's a good thing my mom is on social media because my dad, I don't know what he would do.
Her dad would be sitting outside going, where's my phone book? Where is my phone book? And why isn't my phone attached to the wall right now?
All right, guys. Well, thank you. We will be back next week with another topic. If there are topics that you guys would like us to cover in detail, please go ahead and send us a message.
Yeah, I'd be happy to cover it.
We like to go over 2 to 3 topics a week if it's not very long. When we're doing LLV, personal injury accidents, we take up the whole time. When we do schedule awards, we take up the whole time. And when we have Eric Blowers on, we'll take up the whole time.
But outside of that, we'll be able to handle whatever topics you want. And that's what we're here for. We want you to leave here without having any more questions. So good job tonight. Everyone that was here asked some great questions. We really appreciate the participation. I know many of you were talking to each other. I think that's great. That's what I want. This is like a forum for you all to get together and help each other. It's not just me helping you, it's you helping each other. So thanks for doing that. And thank you to all our doctors that were on tonight and introducing themselves. For those of you that need a doctor or just want to know more, go to federalinjurycenters.com. You can read the whole page, but go to locations tab if you want to see where doctors near you are. And if you read, I need to say this, if you read the COVID page I have, it's about to change because they just put a new bulletin out that changed it like completely. So don't read my COVID page right now. I got to change the whole thing now. But if you get COVID, take care of yourself.
Lonnie Duke, yes, they do take some time, but that's why you want to make sure that you get a federal attorney right from the start instead of a state PI attorney.
100% right.
I'm not saying that a state PI attorney isn't great. I used to work for a great guy, but the federal attorneys know more than the state PI guys do.
Yep.
One last thing.
I got nothing. I'm done. I'm about to turn everything off right now.
Oh my gosh, listen to him. So, I posted that picture and everybody thought it was funny with the 204B LLV for the kid. That thing is close to 700 shares. Why can't you guys give 700 shares on this? This
Share
is hilarious.
this 700 times. Let's go.
I try to put stuff on there and I see who's on there and then I'll invite you to the Facebook. And this is what I wanted to say. For all the doctors on here and everybody that's seeing any of our offices, when you're in the physical therapy room, if they're not playing Wednesday night chats,
let us know.
Tell them to play Wednesday night chats. We have videos from since 2016 and you will learn stuff while you're getting treatment.
You will look at non-facial hair Chris from that many years ago. And I'm sure that over the years, I've said a lot of stupid things. So there's probably like hundreds and hundreds of outtakes that we could put. So whatever. If you like stupidity, just watch us, man. There's plenty of it. You'll see it. But there's also tons of education. So we're here to help you. Go ahead.
For the doctors and for anybody else, all they have to do is go on Wednesday night OWCP chats, click videos, and once they're done, it'll just keep going. There's no way in an 8-hour day you can finish all of the videos since 2016. We're in 2023. So with that said, we will see you guys next week on another topic. We'll go for an hour next week if we need to. We got Ellie, the German Shepherd here.
You come here. Look at this big girl.
Thank you all so much for supporting and always being here each and every week. Don't forget to share, invite your friends, and we can't wait to share with you 2023 and everything that's coming up in it. And don't forget to listen to when our podcast will be out.
All right, that's all, folks.
Thanks,
anybody ever
guys.
watch that? The Looney Tunes? That's all, folks.
Yes.
It was that pig thing. All right, hey.
Bye.
Thanks for being here tonight.